Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mid Card Mafia podcast. Where, as always, we may be mid on the card, but we're main event at heart. I'm your host, Nate Dickinson, joined today by Melvin Martinez and Big Mike Dorossit. Rococo is not here today, unfortunately. But we got something special planned for today. We're going to be breaking down what's happening up this weekend. Saturday night main event. Got a few matches to talk about there, but we're also just going to be having a lot of fun. We got some different prompts that we're going to be I'm going to be throwing at the guys, and we're going to see what type of crazy stuff or maybe insanely smart predictions we can come up with here today on this episode of the pod. So before we start, does anybody have any opening comments?
Yeah, we got an email, Nate, recently. A cease and desist. What is it? Not cease. No, cease and
Oh,
desist.
Desist.
No,
Desist.
cease and disease. Wait, what is it?
a cease and desist or something.
Cease and desist.
I don't
Yes.
know. I think so.
But anyways, we just got an email a few days ago. We can't call Big Mike Dorossit anymore because Big Bronson Reed has been getting really mad about that, and
Mm.
we had to just respect him.
Oh,
And I'm just really scared of Australians, so we
Mm.
gotta maybe stop saying that.
no,
But
you're right.
one of Mike's faves, legendary Thunder center, Steve, would have our back though if we really needed him.
Yeah.
It's good to keep in mind. That's good to keep in
Heard it
mind
here
for sure.
first.
That's breaking news for the unemployed.
Here's what I have to say real quick. Here's my um
Oh,
initial thoughts. I'm really excited for Evolution this weekend.
I thought it was Saturday night main event this weekend.
It's
You're
both,
such a
bro.
Oh,
liar,
it's
bro.
both. I
Yes.
didn't even realize that was. I thought it was next weekend.
Oh my
Guys,
goodness.
Mike is a liar.
Let's give it up to our wrestling podcast host who doesn't know when wrestling events are.
I don't know. I don't care about Evolution. It's gonna be buns. I'm not even watching it, bro. I'm gonna look at the highlights. I'm not watching that live.
I also probably won't watch it either.
I'm going to watch Superman, bro. Instead of
Hey,
watching Evolution, bro. I'll be
Watching it.
watching Superman.
I'm watching that Friday morning.
Don't spoil it for me, bro.
Black Iron Man shows up and then.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm not watching Evolution. I can't lie. I'm hyped for Saturday Night Main Event though. That card looks actually kind of fire. I am gonna watch that. It could low key be fire or it could be a miss, but I think it's gonna be fire. I'm gonna choose that, the glass half full type of answer. But bet let's go ahead and break it down. Let's break down Saturday Night Main Event. So we got 3 matches confirmed right now to talk about. First one is Gunther versus Goldberg for the World Heavyweight Championship. Do we think that this is obviously Goldberg's final match? Probably, it's or one of them. Do we think that he's gonna be here to put Gunther over a little bit, considering the all the losses he had before this championship? Could be a big dub for Gunther to start off, kind of the beginning of his heavyweight title reign. Or do we think the Goldberg's actually gonna get gold one more time in these last couple matches here, last match? What do y'all think?
if he wins, I'm done. I will never watch wrestling ever again if Goldberg wins.
Yeah, that would be
And
crazy.
and I want to say this: the fact that they're like, I just dislike that. Why is Gunther appearing afraid of Bill Goldberg, old
Facts.
man Goldberg?
Yep.
Makes no sense to me. Like
That's true.
the fact that he's even coming in and getting this, like I get it, you're in Atlanta, Georgia, go ahead and do it, but this is one of those matches that like it makes me mad that it's on the card. And I'm also shocked unless they do like a lot of stuff like for Friday Night SmackDown. There's only 3 matches on this card. They try to have at least 5. All right.
Yeah,
We
Well,
only
for
have
the
3.
full.
here's what they're gonna do. Goldberg is gonna have a 10-minute entrance, and he's old now, so he's gonna come out of his limo. He's gonna walk into the stadium. He's gonna throw a whole bunch of stuff in the catering, which is probably just rice and chicken now because it took all the desserts apparently. Then he's gonna walk down the hallway through the locker rooms. We're gonna see like Tozawa doing his stupid stuff probably, and Otis rubbing his belly.
And the
He's
whole
gonna
time
go,
you're, yep.
yeah, and he's
You
gonna
hear,
go through Gorilla. Triple H is gonna do this thing, and then he's finally gonna walk out, and it's gonna be $20,000 worth of pyro. He's gonna inhale it, then he's gonna blow the smoke, and then he's gonna walk slowly to the ring, then finally do his thing. 10 minutes. That's how I could see how I could see
Low-key.
happening.
Bro, what if it was exactly like that, and that's a prediction correct? The Tozawa and OT's part especially, bro, with him rubbing his belly. I want to see that, please.
with
That's
his
what I
theme
need.
music going on the
Bro.
entire time.
First of all, Otis has not been called Otis
Nah, he's OT's. I will always call him OT's, bro. That's OT's.
since Maxine was like the annoying
No,
male motto manager or whatever.
it's OT's.
Here's what I'm going to say about this. There's no way this is a long match. Goldberg, he will die. I mean, this dude had issues getting on the ropes on the turnbuckle to stand. He is old. He is out of ring shape. This will not be an entertaining. Please let this be the first match. Because if it is 3 matches on this, the other 2 are by far worlds better than this one. Let this be the first match. Let's get this over with. No one wants to see this. No one wants to. Not even, and listen, I grew up watching Bill Goldberg. I grew up, loved him. Thought he was a Superman, powerhouse. A brute type guy. Loved it. I do not want this. The nostalgia fan in me does not want to see Bill Goldberg wrestle.
Can we get a guess between us 3 how long the match is, and then whoever has the closest amount gets to hug a midget at Midget Wrestling next Thursday?
I like it.
Or the one who's the furthest, my bad, has to get slapped by one of the midget wrestlers next
Oh.
Thursday.
Okay.
At a meet and greet.
Okay.
Meet and greet. Oh, we gotta pay for that though.
You had to pay for everything.
Pay
last time.
$5 to take a picture. Cash only.
Facts. Remember that guy that dropped 500 on a
Trash can that he didn't pay for, probably. Remember that guy that stole a chair, like walking out of the venue?
Yeah, freaking Mike.
Oh yeah, that was Mike. was
First off,
broken.
the chair was broken.
Yeah, it was broken. I will say that. It was.
They
broken.
told me I could have it.
They did say
The
that.
doorman didn't think that though. So, can we also talk about how this midget wrestling was in a daycare?
It was. It wasn't a daycare.
And listen, when I edit this, I'm leaving every bit of this in
Good.
because this right here is content. The people need to know.
This is an unedited episode
need-
today. Anything
They need to
anybody
know what
says
we've
stays in.
experienced.
Bro, I miss
Yeah.
El Pollo.
Oh, bro, you get there.
When I edit this, if you're watching this, I'm gonna post a picture in the edit of this.
Of El
But yeah, it was
El
incredible.
Pollito.
The
I'm gonna
doorman
say,
the doorman did have me dying though because he goes, "Hey, what do you think you're doing with that chair?" And he was also probably 3 inches shorter than Nate, and I was like, "How's this dude
Facts, he
telling
was.
Mike anything right now?"
well, he ran up on me. If y'all remember, we're
He did.
walking out after they literally said that I could have the chair. All right, it's broken. They use it in the stunt. Ringside, by the way, we were ringside for this. I'm walking out with a chair. He runs up. Hey, what are you doing with the chair? I said, I'm leaving. They said I could have it. He said, okay, and then he walked off. That was it.
Yeah, he did care. He's like,
Yeah.
must be good.
One
He was
less
just
chair.
trying to
I
go
gotta put
home.
up.
He was definitely just
So-
trying to go home.
If you're in the Little Rock area next Thursday, Mafia members, let's take over this midget wrestling.
Let's do it. For real. We'll be there.
But my guess is 15 minutes.
I'm going 10, bro.
Okay.
I'm really going
Mel, what
10.
about
You said 15 minutes?
1-5. And Nate said 10.
I said 10.
You think it's less?
Guys, I think it's gonna be 4 minutes.
Really?
It's about to be that WrestleMania Randy Orton versus Joe
Dude,
Hendry length, bro.
That dude is not gonna last on the ring
Or
unless they're just taunting each other.
bro.
Here's the thing. The
I
moment
I
they're both
I
in the
really think
ring,
it's gonna be some long freaking entrances.
here's the thing. Are we counting down when the bell starts or when they're both standing in the ring?
Bell.
Bell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the actual time that they're wrestling from the bell to the count out.
Let me say this. There's no way Bill Goldberg's last match is 4 minutes. But Melv, you said 4 minutes. It's in. Mafia members, if you
Bro,
listen this in time, let us know what you think.
as we're talking about it, you know what I think this match is gonna actually be? It's just gonna be a ton of rest holds, bro. They're just
And
gonna
chop.
grapple. It's literally just gonna be rest holds, and you're gonna get a chop segment probably, but just a bunch of rest holds.
Here's my prediction. Within the first 30 seconds of this match, 30 seconds to a minute, they're going to grapple up in the middle of the ring. Goldberg's going to push Gunther. Gunther's going to fall in the like corner of the ring, and Goldberg's going to like flex and like do a taunt. And then Gunther's going to get up all fragile and shocked that Goldberg's doing this. This is how predictable this match is going to be.
Literally,
Ridiculous.
that's literally how the last three Gunther matches have been. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Facts. Just waiting on that one with Tozawa next. When Tozawa pushes him down. Oh wait, that actually did already happen. Even Tozawa got a piece of the soft Gunther pie. That sounded crazy. Leave that in though.
Do we know like if Saturday night like if tickets sold like crazy because of Goldberg? And I wonder if it's gonna be like a really normal crowd and stuff like that. Do you guys know?
Well, I can't imagine these two crowds being sold out because you have All In Saturday
Mm,
and Evolution's on Sunday, bro. There's no, dude, you'll get in. Let's look at Ticketmaster right now, out of curiosity. I would imagine that day of you'll be able to get into Evolution for $15. This right here will tell us the demand on tickets really quick. Saturday night main event. This is for a 2 day. So this is for both Saturday night main event and Evolution. You can get into both of them for $257.
Dang.
Yep.
That's pretty sad.
That's nuts, bro. To a
It's pretty
PLE
crazy.
and a Saturday night main event combo ticket 250. That is crazy.
That's brutal.
I
And
just I don't know, bro. Is it just not stupid that Gunther's about to fight a 58-year-old man?
it is. They don't know what to do with them. I've been saying it.
And he's gonna look like bro, he's gonna look so weak getting speared by a 58-year-old. Like I just that's how old is The Rock? About to be 50?
I have no idea.
He's pushing
He's
50. I mean,
old, bro.
you
He's
can
getting
see it on
old.
dude's you can see it on dude's head.
You can get into AEW All In, which is their WrestleMania right now for $31. It's at 1 p.m. on Saturday.
Wait, in what city?
Wow.
Dallas.
Jeez.
What
I
the
mean,
heck?
it's serve day though, so we can't miss it.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, The Rock's he's up there, but they're in two completely different types of shape though when it comes to wrestling. If The Rock, are you looking up how old The Rock is? There's someone yelling at this pod right now listening. I would
Somebody
say he's
knows.
probably 48 to 52 is the range that I'm giving The Rock.
He is 53 years old.
Okay, so just a little off, 53. Goldberg's bro, it's nuts that R-Truth is like the same age and he's still going. Goldberg, I
That's
would say,
wild.
is probably 56.
No, he's 58.
Goldberg is?
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, why?
That's
This is like Ric Flair's last
that's
match.
but the difference is Ric Flair had storylines at that age still though. You know what I mean? Like dude was doing real evolution with Triple H and Batista and Randy. It made sense. It made sense for him to be there. You know what I'm saying? And then I would even throw in what's his name? Cody Rhodes' brother, who's freaking about around that
Dustin,
age. You know, like
Dustin, not Dustin.
he cooks in the age that he is.
No,
I don't know. It's just Goldberg just looks like a Harley
Jericho's up there.
Davidson all timer about to fight Gunther.
Goldberg also seems like someone who I would not want to meet in person because he does not seem like a down to earth, genuine dude. Like, he has taken the WCW, like, that's his personality, just being this, like, tough brute guy. And he just don't seem like someone who, like, you're going to meet and be like, hey, can I get a photo? He'd be like, yeah. He'd probably be like, no, get away from me.
What we should have got was Gunther Drew for heavyweight and Goldberg Randy Orton. I would have flipped those because Randy is the legend killer. Truthfully, that would have made more sense to me.
That's
But
facts. That's
not
Would
facts.
like
say
really.
I would say, you don't have time to do a Drew McIntyre story with Gunther because he's been hurt, but
Hmm.
what story have they given you with Goldberg and Gunther out of the fact that you disrespected me in front of my family and friends, blah, 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 blah. Get out of here, bro. Like, no one
Goldberg
cares.
Goldberg's suing Gunther after one of those chops, bro.
He's gonna stop his heart, bro.
Just
He's gonna have a
give
heart
me
palpitation.
the other match name. I'm sick of this already.
All right, here we go. Seth Rollins versus LA Knight. Who's getting the dub on that one?
This is going to be heat, bro.
They're finna cook,
Man,
bro.
I'm going to give a prediction that I hope happens during this match. The return of our boy, the OTC Roman Reigns. Is this the time? If he going to be at SummerSlam? If/is, but if he is, he has to come back soon.
That's true.
This right here, 3 matches on this card so far. My predictions, they add more on Friday Night SmackDown. But something happens with Seth, LA Knight. Maybe some interference happens, which I would assume will. Maybe CM Punk interferes. Maybe Roman. There's going to be interference on this. This is one of those things where, yes, you're going to have a million commercials, but also they're going to try to fit as many wrestlers to be seen on this as possible. To me, don't do that. Bring back the guy, Roman Reigns. My prediction is Seth Rollins wins this, though. But I want LA Knight to win. That's my boy. Y'all know how I feel about LA Knight.
Yeah, but it'll help. It still helps LA Knight though because Rollins wins. Rollins still gets that that push of it's close for him to get more consistent main event scenes, gets him closer to cashing in or whatever. It gets OTC, and hopefully he pops up. But then it just pushes the agenda for LA to win Royal Rumble. I mean, it's what it looks like. He
LA
keeps
ain't winning
losing.
that. He ain't winning. I predicted last week. I'm being dead serious, bro.
Oh.
I'm sick of what they're doing with LA Knight when it comes to Money Bank and Rumbles. Because, and if you didn't hear it last week, because of the fact that the 2026 Royal Rumbles in Saudi Arabia,
Oh Lord, Sammy's winning.
Sami Zayn's winning that Royal Rumble.
There's actually
So
one other person you're
start
not thinking about that could
start
win it.
raging now.
It's Tozawa, bro.
I can't with this guy.
It's Tozawa. 26 is his year. I'm telling you right now. You heard it first. 26 is Tozawa's year.
Nate says Tozawa so much because it's the only non-super popular wrestler on the roster that he knows.
No, I know other ones, bro. Why'd it get so quiet? Oh, did you want me to name one?
I just don't
Sheamus?
believe you. Sheamus is popular.
uh,
I mean, what do y'all think?
Nah, I mean, I just think Seth Rollins is getting a dub. They're not gonna let him lose to LA Knight right now with the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's the only reason I think that he's gonna win. But yeah, I wish LA Knight would get the dub, but he's not losing with the briefcase right now. It just makes his briefcase run look trash. So he can't lose.
That's true.
This is 1 hour, 2 hours. Was it
Hour and
1 hour?
maybe. I don't. Maybe an hour. Maybe that's why they're doing 3. I don't know.
I think he'll need to just stop with the Saturday nights and just.
These could just be main events
Is this
on
is
Raw or SmackDown.
is this why we don't have Is this why they don't do a lot of live shows anymore? It's because they do these now.
Probably.
Give us a main event in Little Rock, man. They're never coming back here. I still think they're never coming back.
We're not paying for them, bro. We're not affording them. Hey, if y'all get me to be the governor though of Little Rock, I will get the WWE back. Y'all have my word. I should run on that. Just that alone, I might win. Low key.
First off, there's not a governor of Little Rock, so
Okay,
let's
well,
start
what is
there.
it? A mayor?
The mayor.
Oh,
It's the governor of Arkansas.
oh, my bad.
My goodness.
I was,
Where'd
I
you go to
was,
school?
bro. I was cheating in high school. It was COVID times, and I was playing Fortnite every day, and I was using ChatGPT when it came out. Actually, it didn't even come out in high school, but
Governor of Little Rock.
that's what you
He
know what I
prob-
meant, bro.
He probably
What-
thinks it's like
Put
What?
a W in the comments for Nate when you listen to this, whether it's Spotify or on YouTube.
My fault. Well, I'm gonna run for the mayor of Little Rock and try to get
There
a
we
governor.
go.
I'm gonna try to get a governor of Little Rock as well appointed. I'm gonna get a second one.
That's second. Okay.
That's how it's gonna work. We're gonna become our own state.
We already are.
I'd vote for
Arkansas
you.
is
No,
its
just
own
Little Rock, the state of Little
state. Oh,
Rock.
Little Rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd vote for you.
Thanks, bro. But yeah, y'all ready to move on to the next match, or you want to talk about this one anymore?
If Joe Exotic can get votes for governor, Nate Dickinson can.
I'm saying.
Let's go.
Joe
Talk.
Exotic.
I don't even know who that
Joe
is.
Exotic. You don't need to know. Let's move on.
My government teacher in high school ran, and I voted for him, but he didn't get it. He was a little controversial, I think. I think he wanted like a legalized fentanyl or something, so it just wasn't gonna
No, he
happen.
don't. No way.
It was he had some crazy things that he was wanting, bro. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
Be a fire match.
Have they ever fought? Maybe when Drew was younger.
I don't even
I
know.
don't know.
Not that I know of.
I can't. Nothing pops out. Here's like what happens if like I could see either guy winning, but I guess my question also will be, what does this do for Randy if he does it hurt him if he loses? Like who does this hurt more to lose, Drew or Randy?
Probably Drew.
Yeah, Randy has nothing to lose. That
He's
man's
just Randy Orton, bro.
he's fine.
And people like
Think it
Drew.
hurts Drew. He finally got his bored at work shirt.
Mm-hmm. The last time they fought was COVID. When Drew was champion.
He needs to be champion again. He just does.
Facts.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard hitting for sure. I mean, both of those. I mean, those are like your two like. They're not like your giants, but like those dudes are freaking physical specimens. So it's gonna be, wow. Now that I think about it, all three of these matches, all these dudes are absolutely insane. Except 58-year-old Goldberg.
Yeah.
That's why there's three matches because of the women are all fighting Sunday. Okay, this
Yep.
all makes so much sense then.
Yeah, there'll be no women on this card. Because Evolution's the all-female pay-per-view, so they're having a Royal Rumble. So they brought Trish Stratus back. Wow, that really moves the needle.
They have a Royal Rumble or a Battle Royal?
Wait,
They're
Trish
having a
Stratus
Royal
came back?
Rumble.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
watching now.
They're having a Royal Rumble to determine who will go against uh, the winner of EO and Rhea at SummerSlam.
Uh, that's dope, bro. Well, why didn't you want to watch that?
I'm just sexist.
Noah would love it.
I mean, we're
Anyways,
probably going to end up watching it, but I just got other thing to do on a Sunday night, like watch Thousand Pound Sisters.
huh?
Oh, they're not as big anymore, bro. Did you see that?
They really had a complete life change. I'm super proud of them. No cap.
Tammy pulled it together, or whatever her
Yep.
name
Me and
is.
Danielle are locked in on Thousand Pound Sisters. We love it.
It's fire. I love the clips. I saw it. I
Also
saw it.
been really into Hardcore Pawn. It's an old show back in the day, Detroit pawn shop. People come in trying to pawn some stuff. It's entertaining.
Mm, that's
But I
fire.
will not be watching Evolution. Sorry.
I just watched that new Squid Game.
I did too.
I liked it.
This
It
pod's
was
off the rails.
The ending.
it was it was so good.
The ending actually got me a little heated though, bro. I wasn't cool with how that happened, but
No, he had to go.
bro,
It was for the spin-off sake, bro.
that's true for the American
We're
one, the American
we're
version.
that one, and we're for sure getting a front man spin-off
Ooh,
because that man has aura. Sorry, Mike. We're done talking about it. Um,
I'm not done
it was
actually. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be done. I'll be done
Hey,
talking
it
this
Squid
is
was
a
Game.
good though.
I could say
this
Okay,
is our one in a blue moon wrestling pod
okay.
where we don't talk really that much about wrestling. That's just how the week of wrestling is right now. It's summertime.
But look, high key though, I'm looking at the match card. I know we said we weren't going to talk about it, but honestly, it deserves a shout because this is actually a pretty heat match card, bro. Versus Rhea, Tiffy versus Trish, JC
Rhea,
versus
Tiffy.
Jordan, Becky
Who?
versus Bailey and Lyra, JC Jane versus Jordan Grace for that women's NXT.
Okay, yeah.
Jordan's gonna win.
Yep, she's gonna win. It's her
She's
time.
gonna win. Becky, Bailey, Lyra. Hey,
We predicted this.
we predicted that.
But we thought
Uh,
SummerSlam. I think Bailey, not Bailey, but Becky would keep it because
mm,
if either of them win,
mhm.
where are you have them going with SummerSlam?
Yep. Rock. Okay, and then that's another prediction. There's just no way Charlotte and Alexa don't win that tag team.
They're winning that tag team, even though I don't
That's
like
another
it.
prediction.
So we talked about this last week. How I dislike that they are tag team partners because you're burying two girls who could definitely change the U.S. Championship belt for SmackDown if they had it. Like, sure, they're maybe not ready for like that belt taking it off Tiffy, but you're telling me that they won't be better than Julia having that mid card belt?
Hey,
They're just
yeah.
gonna get stuck. They're gonna get stuck. They just don't know what to do with like those two.
What happened, Nate?
I just remember when Mike pronounced Julia's name that one time, bro, and I started dying.
Galia. Um, what's the stand and deliver is the WrestleMania NXT right ish thing?
Standing.
Uh, I'm excited for because in that tag team match, Sol Ruka is going to be there, so she'll be fighting Raquel, Roxanne, Charlotte, and Alexa in the Kabuki Warriors. So that's going to be pretty cool. You know, that's going to be
That's a
a
tag
nice little
match.
preview. It's a tag match,
So it's like a four-way tag match.
four-way tag match.
Yeah, Charlotte
So
and them are winning.
so that's going to be fire. And then a no holds bar Jade versus Naomi.
Naomi.
So TBH, that might completely shadow Saturday night.
And so are they doing the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, my bad. They just called it
Okay.
Battle Royale.
Okay,
Battle
Battle
Royal. Yeah.
I mean, that may be better than Saturday Night Main Event.
Low key.
It's looking like it will.
Less
I'm for sure
commercials.
gonna have to.
I'll have to
I'm
watch it.
gonna have to watch it. Yeah. I forgot to ask, because I was on vacation last week, so I didn't watch no pod. I didn't watch Raw, SmackDown. I just enjoyed the beach. Um, where we at with Cena right now? What's he doing?
We talked last week about how he's continuing this war within himself of do I regret being Hill versus like can I turn back? You really
Yeah.
saw it
The prodigal,
come
bro.
out with when he put the belt down and
Hmm.
even that split moment where they hugged, and then he tried to low blow him and you had Seth get involved. We talked
Did
about
y'all?
mainly in that segment, Melv, about how it doesn't make sense for Seth to go after that belt. Seth needs to go after the world heavyweight, not the universal.
Did y'all talk about how freaking long Penta took to go?
Yes, we did. We talked about how it didn't make sense that him or Sami Zayn got involved. And it
Especially
was
Sami
just,
Zayn.
I did my
Did
pencil
that
walk.
did that not make y'all rage though? Because it made me rage. I was just like, this is so stupid.
Stupid.
Why did he walk for so long? Why were we just watching that,
Just
And
that
then
bro?
sideways
and then
walk.
why did
He's
he?
not even in the match.
My son does it so good. Noah can walk. Also, Mel, what you missed, we're catching you up. Thanks for those listening. Noah stood next to me during the pod
He did.
for 20 plus minutes asking me, can I say something? Can I say something?
He did.
I kept like pushing him off. Finally, we found a break in the segment, and I said, all right, my son's dying to say something in this mic. He had his John Cena belt. He was spinning the belt. And I said, all right, Noah, here's your time to shine. Are you ready? He was like, yes. He took a pause and he says this. Do you think this belt can spin? That's what all he had. He waited 25 minutes to say that while he was
He was
spinning the
spinning it.
belt
That's what had me
the
dead, bro.
entire
It's like, yes,
time.
I've seen you do it, bro.
It's like, we've been watching you spin this belt. Yes, that belt can spin. But Noah's a big fan of the pod, so he's been watching all of our segments on
I was
YouTube.
trying to
YouTube
figure out
Short.
why Noah or why Nate texted me Tuesday night saying, "Bro, there's this one dumb kid that's." I'm just kidding. He didn't say anything.
What?
I'm kidding. That's so funny,
No,
bro. I
that's
would have been
crazy.
crying. I would have been
Bro,
crying
when he
laughing
said
just seeing
I was like, what's he about to say?
Noah just walking
No
up
tone.
like
That's
that.
his spin.
I love
Yeah.
that
That'd be
Do you
guy.
dead.
think this spins? It's like, yes, bro.
It's awesome.
Rococo's face was perfect.
He was dying, bro. Yeah,
But yeah,
low
I guess,
key.
shout out Evolution.
Shout out, bro.
Facts.
I'm not gonna watch it, but
We're
Yeah, you
sorry.
are.
I'll
Oh no,
tune
yeah,
in.
you're not.
I'll tune in.
You're probably still not gonna watch the next 4 shows.
I'm gonna watch.
It's on Sunday.
I'm gonna watch Saturday Night Main Event maybe. I
Yeah.
got like a. I'll roll a dice and see. Uh,
Okay.
wait, what?
What?
I'll roll a dice. If it lands on 3, then I'll watch it. Anyways, I've got some fun segments for us now. So, let's talk about first if wrestlers, WWE superstars, or even other wrestlers had real jobs, what what would they absolutely, excel in or absolutely, ruin the shift, ruin everybody's life? They would suck at this job. You can go either way with this. So, a job they'd be really good at or a job they would be terrible at. What's some jobs somebody might have?
I
Gunther
could
as a
see-
PE teacher at Greenwood, Arkansas.
There we go. Gunther's a PE teacher. I could also see Gunther being a prison guard. He'd be crazy at that. That's a scary dude, bro.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, like, there's all these dudes who like, Kevin Owens. He'd probably be an electrical trade or in a trade. It runs in his family.
Oh my gosh, working for freaking OG.
It literally is what his dad did. His dad was what, a plumber?
Entergy or something. Yeah,
I can't remember what it was.
Tazawa
I mean,
would
there's-
have a hibachi truck.
Okay.
There's all these dudes. There's all these dudes that have like.
Otis,
We know some of these dudes are
would be
good
the
actors.
manager.
Otis, man versus food, bro. He would have one of those shows where he goes on there and does the challenge, or he'd be one of those YouTubers that just does the food challenges, bro.
No, he'd be the Wright's barbecue manager at Little Rock.
I'll say Randy Orton. No, Seth Rollins would own a CrossFit gym.
Interesting.
Don't you get CrossFit vibes from him?
Interesting.
Low key.
Shout out to all of our CrossFitters, but you can pick them out of a crowd.
Cody Rhodes would be probably like a Methodist pastor.
Okay. You never know.
Sami
I think
Zayn would
Logan
be
Paul-
unemployed.
No,
Facts.
y'all said youth pastor to Sami Zayn,
No,
right?
Sami Zayn
No.
just dresses like one. He also dresses and looks like he's homeless. He would be unemployed, collecting unemployment from the state, bro.
No, he'd be the sign flipper, bro.
He does look. They all look just like him, bro. They all
Yes,
look just like him.
No, Sami
that's
Zayn
funny.
would be like an IT guy. He'd be an IT guy.
Karen Cross would own a tattoo shop
Yeah.
for
Ooh.
sure.
I think Logan Paul would be a YouTuber.
He would have a Lunchable
I could s-
company.
I could see El Grande being Olympian,
Yeah, for real.
Ooh.
1000%. And then I could see Chad Gable try to be the next Nacho Libre, like 1000%.
Michael Cole would be a superintendent for a school.
Wow.
That's spot on, isn't it?
That
Yes.
Loki is.
Ooh, I got a spot on one. R Truth night shift Waffle House.
Yeah.
Not even the night shift, the
1000%.
graveyard shift, bro. Like
And
2
he-
a.m.
And he'd be the GOAT, bro. He'd make
Oh,
the
GOAT.
greatest Grand Slam.
Mm.
That's not Waffle
That's
House.
not even what it's
No,
called, bro. It's called an
All-Star
All
Special.
Star.
That's Denny's, bro.
Titties.
Let's go to Denny's next Thursday.
Yo, Denny's is heat, bro. I haven't
I
had
actually
it in
mess
so
with it,
long.
bro. They got some weird
I'm
cheese though.
Trying to think who else.
I really am trying to go midget wrestling. If y'all hear this pod, invite yourself. Come with us.
Yeah. What would
Well-
Rhea Ripley do? She'd be a tattoo artist, I could think too. You know, like
She'd probably
She'd
work
be-
at this one place in Mamel Morgan exit.
she would be a she'd sell merch for Motionless in White, which is the band who does her theme song. I know,
my brutality.
I know y'all
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Uh,
Goldberg would be an injury at law lawyer. Could you imagine those commercials?
Or a finance advisor.
Yeah.
Sheamus,
You're next. If you've been hurt in that car accident.
Sheamus would sit at a pot of gold under a rainbow.
Okay.
Don't
You're almost
disrespect
you're almost there, Nate. Close. You're getting
This is a
Bailey
good
would
one.
work
This is
at Walmart.
This is a good one.
Get more
Dominic
natural.
Mysterio, valet who gets your car scratched and then blames you and said you already had it on there.
Yeah.
And takes it for a joyride too. Ooh. Triple H works at water bottle factory. Cause he always
Huh?
the water? He always puts the water in his mouth and spits it, bro. Or maybe he just like would be on a lake or something. Y'all see that clip of him when he was in court and he drank it and he put his head back like he was about to spit it when he was in court, bro? That clip had me dead.
What's killing me is the noise Melvin made.
Oh.
I'll have to clip that and just like
It was.
play it. The like
Can you
what
recreate
the
it?
response you made to Nate.
Can you
I'm not
recreate it?
recreating it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we can move on.
Alright, bet.
Oh,
If you could
Man.
bring back one gimmick, any gimmick, forever,
Boogeyman.
and make it serious in 2025,
Oh, never mind. No, that's scary.
and make it serious in 2025.
The boogeyman.
You
I don't
have-
know, bro.
You have to defend your pick like it's the gospel.
Wow.
That's what this says. That's what it says. Defend it like it's the gospel.
Okay.
Hmm.
I say we bring back the world's largest love machine, Viscera.
Wow.
We missed out on greatness. There's no way that he would have not have made Mount Rushmore if Vince didn't disrespect him, not love him, and treat him right. He would have been the next Mark Henry. He would have been the
Wow.
next big show, but he wouldn't take him serious. He just treated him awfully. But R.I.P. Viscera, we miss you. Big Daddy V, we miss you. I don't know what else he played as well, but
World's largest
I would
love
bring
machine.
back. I bring the world's largest love machine back.
I have one, but I sadly okay.
Oh
You ready for
no!
this? I have two actually.
Dang!
Hornswoggle.
Mm.
He'd be so over with the crowd. He'd be so over. Also, I mean, now that we're getting to this, my mind thinks of a few things. Because I think of Brodus Clay. That theme song,
No, 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 no.
somebody
Yes,
better call my mama.
bro, he was
Somebody call
fire
my
too.
mama. I mean,
He
that
was
song would
really
be
cool.
over. That song would be so over. I also think of we've talked about it in the pod before. Melv, you didn't know who it was, but my boy Nate did. Big Cass
Oh, and Enzo
and
Amore.
Enzo Amore. They were over back then. Enzo would be so over in
Oh,
today's
The
wrestling.
goats, bro.
Certified G bona fide stud, and you can't teach that.
This
How you
is
doing?
Big Cass. He's seven
Those two
foot
would be so
four.
over.
Nah, they would go crazy, bro. They'd probably have the
Could you
belts.
imagine? Could you imagine Hornswoggle like doing what R Truth was doing with John Cena to like Sheamus or Drew McIntyre? Like just
Mike,
trying to be their tag along and it
Mike,
just getting squashed.
Nate was like 5 years old when this happened. But do you remember when the Raw GM was like a computer?
Yes.
I actually really loved that gimmick. I thought it was cool because it was always like a
Random.
surprise. No, scratch that. The guest celebrity GMs every that happened for like 6 months.
Yeah.
That was so dope because you just never knew who was gonna pop up. That was sick.
Hmm.
I love that back.
I
I
have
know
three.
what gimmick would not be accepted.
Huh.
Eugene. That's Dixie. Dixie
Eugene
order.
Eugene wouldn't be okay. Neither would Muhammad, bro. Hassan.
No. Bro, Vince did some wild stuff back in the day.
Bro, he brought
Crime
God
time
out.
Crime time wouldn't be okay.
Wild stuff, bro.
Bro, I think we should just bring back Vince McMahon. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just bring him back.
Yeah, his gimmick in general.
Let's just have an evil billionaire boss character again, but this time let's just have it be a character and not real life. Cause he was low key cooking in some of those
Put in the
matches.
comments what y'all think. Here's a
What?
here's a question that is interesting. You ready?
Yep. Let's hear it.
Has Triple H surpassed Vince McMahon's booking?
No, not
Not
even
at all.
close. Not even
It's like,
close.
but he has to have like 20 years for us to be able to compare that.
Yeah.
It's not even close to me.
It's like it's like comparing an apple and a baby apple, bro.
Vince's last bookings were 39, wasn't it? Not 39. Yeah, no, 49.
It was 39 because
39.
40 was like Vince's stories that Triple H put a bow on,
Hmm.
which was the greatest mania in our adult lives.
Yeah. No, yeah, Triple H not he can't even be in the conversation yet.
Mm-mm. No,
I agree.
I
Do you have
gotta.
a question ready? What do you have?
I do.
Tony's ahead of him right now if you actually think about it.
No, he's not.
How?
How is he?
Because AEW tickets are
The
$31.
the the first few years at AEW when they were cooking actually almost got WWE fans turned for a while.
They almost had me
That's
turn. I'm not
that's
gonna lie.
that's
Here's
what
the
I'm talking
reason why.
about. Like
Has
it was
someone?
new, it was fresh. That's what I mean. Like
But the
they
issue
almost
though
did
is
it.
that they did almost do it. What made that so interesting was how they played the pandemic. They were the first one back. They had they were at Daisy's place in Jacksonville the entire time. You know how many times I debated driving over there when I lived in Tally? Because like fans were like in the concourse, bro. And he was bringing back the issue though is that AEW is built on the foundation of WWE superstars. And
Yeah.
so they bring back these AEW guys. Like there's a few people. I mean, who can we name that are in AEW that started in AEW and never had anything to do with wrestling in WWE? Like who can you
MJF.
name? But he wanted to be in
And
WWE.
Yeah.
MJF was in WWE.
Or he
Yeah.
was
Hmm.
in NXT.
No,
No,
like
this is
he
before
was
then.
just like
Just the development.
something like that. He you could find times that he was like on TV, like as like a security
Oh,
guard
for
or
real?
random stuff like that. Yeah.
I mean, Chris Jericho is one of their main guys.
Hmm.
WWE. Kenny Omega, maybe.
Yeah. Were the Bucks ever in WWE?
I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know, but I think they were. I could be
Hmm.
wrong. The only other guy who WWE tried to get really hard is that guy who was from like England. What's his name? Let me look up real quick.
Will Spray.
Yes, that guy. Uh, ch- ch- I mean, when I'm looking at AEW's roster, John Moxley, WWE, Tony Storm. I don't think she's ever been WWE, but she will eventually. Mercedes Moné. That is Sasha Banks, WWE. Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, WWE. Kenny Omega. I don't know if he's been in WWE. I really don't. Adam Cole, WWE. He was NXT champion.
Hmm.
You have the Ops with led by Samoa Joe and two dudes who have no idea. Samoa Joe, WWE. The AEW Continental Champion. Gosh, I don't even know how to say this dude's name. So maybe not. But I mean, there's Hangman Page. I mean, I'm looking at some of these dudes who like I don't recognize, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been on WWE before. You have Big Bill, who's Big Cass, Billy Gunn, WWE guys. I'm just saying, like all these Brian Cage, I think he was a WWE guy. All these dudes, Brody King, Brian Danielson, all these guys, all their main people were WWE guys. So that's why it's hard for me to think that Tony's better. I mean, dude, look how many belts Mercedes Moné has. It's ridiculous. Cash Wheeler, Chris Jericho, Edge, Christian, Claudio, Colt Cabana, all WWE guys. And if WWE ever called, they'd be back in a second. I'd love to see Darby Allin in WWE. That'd be incredible. Same with Hangman. I mean, Dustin Rhodes. Are you kidding me? WWE guy. Eddie Kingston. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I'm one of those that fell victim to during the pandemic. I liked AEW way more than WWE. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be the first to admit it. I was a big advocate for it because I thought it was fun. It was new. It was exciting. Chris Jericho was hilarious. They had JR. My God, you're gonna put his head through the Dippin' Dots. Just stuff like that is just funny. So it was really nostalgia.
I'll never forget when you the first one of the first times we met, you wore that Tony Storm shirt, bro. You loved AEW.
I don't think I ever had a shirt.
I'm really surprised you don't
Oh
though.
man, I'm crying.
Their shirts kind of their shirts. I've never seen any. What do their merch look like? I just thought about that.
I have no idea. There's two people, three people. If I could choose three AEW members to come over to the WWE brand, MJF, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page. That'd be heat, bro.
No MJF.
I said MJF. He was my first one.
Oh, you did? Oh, I missed it.
Nope.
I saw Kenny Omega. Uh, bet. I've got a question for y'all. You ready?
Yep.
You got to build a faction of three people. All right. It can be anybody. Uh, in WWE history. No, nobody that hasn't been in the company at some point, but three people, and they have to be weirdos. They cannot be. You cannot say Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns.
So, for example, when you say weirdo, you're saying people like Otis.
Yes, even like R-Truth counts. Bray Wyatt counts. He was dope, but he was scary, bro. He was
Make
weird.
him a weirdo?
Weirdos can be cool though. It can be like weird, or it can be like cool weird. It can be any type of weird. But there's nothing weird about my glorious 8-pack shimmering tribal chief Roman Reigns. So he can't be in this faction. But you can make an argument for like R-Truth because he forgets stuff. Not Ron Killings though.
Okay.
Like, and they're current or just forever, ever,
Forever.
just ever.
Like I've already got my faction. I'll just let y'all know. This is
Yeah,
what you're
just
going
tell
for.
us.
Starting off, all right. You already know how to get my boy Tozawa. All right. He's about to get some love, and he's going to be the star player of this. He's the mastermind. All right. Then you got to have Shotzi, specifically when she first cut her hair, or when her hair got caught, and then she would not say any words and she would just crawl around everywhere. And she drove that tank that one time. You know what I'm talking about? That era of Shotzi. And third, we got to have some muscle, bro. And so that's why I'm going with Andre the Giant.
How
And
is
they're
he
going
a
to have.
weirdo?
Because he's tall? He was so tall, bro.
I guess I'm like
That
thinking
makes
of
him a weirdo.
something completely like a different.
Oh, we gotta get Mike's reaction, bro. That was so funny.
Like I don't.
He was tall, bro.
That was so funny, bro. A weirdo faction is like Alpha Academy right now, right? Technically,
Yeah, for real. It is technically like that. Just like people, there's like, what are they doing?
that just makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're about to hear mine,
I bet.
and you got Andre the Giant in yours. Here's mine, okay?
I had Shotzi
Gold,
and Tozawa.
Gold Dust, the Hurricane, and James Ellsworth.
Why
Give me
James
that lineup, bro.
Ellsworth?
Give me that lineup. You cannot out weird that lineup.
Should have threw in the Doink the Clown instead.
Oh.
That's funny. That's
I was gonna say Stardust to literally throw in Cody Rhodes without doing it, but I mean Stardust is like Goldust is way weirder.
Especially
When
when he
he
wore
wore
that
the
wig.
blonde wig,
Yep, I was just thinking that. Yeah, he was freaky.
no one can beat that three, in my opinion. Hurricane, love the gimmick. Stand back, there's a hurricane coming through. And James Ellsworth, bro, I'm telling you.
Stupid soccer mom haircut.
What if you had James Ellsworth?
What even
Chris
is even
Jericho?
that?
What if you had Enzo Amore, James Ellsworth, and like Hornswoggle? That's kind of heat too.
I could cook. I could
Mel, what
cook.
about you?
Uh,
But that's the difference in my weird versus your weird.
My
Nate.
weird just didn't even make sense.
I got Andre the Giant because he's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, to be the muscles for Tozawa and Shotzi that both don't reach over the height of 5'3".
that's true.
They're gonna do an attack where they stand on his shoulders and he just falls and they just all do a belly flop. That'd be their signature move. Or he
Will
just
someone
throws them.
have the Boogeyman?
Ooh.
Okay, I got one that could go ahead, Milf.
No, I'm still thinking. I can't think of any.
Bro, the boogeyman with the worms is just gross, bro.
I'm also going to plug the Santino Marella gimmick. Could you imagine having Santino Marella, Goldust, Santino Marella, and James Ellsworth? Could you imagine the comedy in that?
My three, but yeah, keep going.
That'd be hilarious for Santino just to like go off on those dudes. But what do you got, Mel?
Give me Give me the trio faction of Omos, the Grey Collie with Hornswoggle.
We just have completely different definitions of what we think's weird.
All right, I've got one. I've got one.
Those three are not weird.
Nah, I think Melvin's is valid.
Does someone being tall make them weird?
Yes.
The Grey Collie was a trash gimmick. No, it wasn't. But like him and Omos, bro, they sucked in ring. Be real, they did.
How does that make them weird though?
Their gimmicks were weird.
I'm thinking of like
they weren't like. The only time they were useful was to be big scary dudes, but after they were big scary dudes and got cooked, then they ended up just being weird, and you know that. Like when the Great Collie started, made me think about Shanky, bro. Rest in peace.
East. Yep. I just no one's out weird in my three. I mean, go watch old Gold Dust clips.
No,
People like him
Dude,
though.
I don't.
Blonde wig. It was
scary.
nuts. That man alone.
All right, I got one. You
That was
ready?
tough, huh?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay.
No. You just gotta hear me out. Vicky Guerrero. And The Rock's guitar. You hearing me? Really? 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 Are we serious? Yo, edit that out. Yo, edit that one out.
Keep it.
Edit
No,
that
keep
one
it.
out.
Told you this is a real podcast. I'm only editing out the one thing Melvin said that requires an edit out.
Also, my edit out. I sent you the timestamp.
Timestamp it.
I did. I already sent you it. Okay.
You kind of like the dude off Bob's Burger
Melvin?
with that face you made. Yeah. Hold on, let me find it real quick.
Racist.
But I know who you're talking about, bro.
It's the face you made.
You low-key kind of do look like that guy, though. All right, everybody. I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode.
I love that.
You
Dude.
look like it, bro. All right, everyone. That's going to wrap up this episode of the podcast. Thank you guys for watching or listening, however you viewed this today. Thank you. As always, make sure to leave us a review. You know, if you're on YouTube, leave us a comment, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, leave a rating, hit that like button, subscribe on there as well. And yeah, we're going to be back with you next week talking about everything that went down this upcoming weekend. And but until then, just the Mid-Card Mafia signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.